Introduction to normal distribution. So normal distribution refers to a symmetric distribution of data that has some special features that we're going to look at. Let's have a look at some examples of normal distribution. Let's draw a few graphs here just to compare. Okay, so all of these are examples of what normal distribution might look like. So you can see they've all got a similar shape, just it's getting flatter as we go across. And the y-axis is like your frequency of your scores, so the amount of times the scores are occurring, and your x-axis is the actual scores that you have. So this score up here, whatever it may be, let's just say 50, is occurring the most often. Now, all three of these are examples of normal distribution, and a normal distribution only has one mode, whatever the score is at the top here. But it also, that's where the median falls because it's perfectly symmetrical, and because it's perfectly symmetrical, that's also where the mean occurs. So we have a special property with normal distribution that the mode equals the median, which equals the mean. Now, let's have a look at another normal distribution. So let's say the mean, median, and mode is 50. And let's say the standard deviation of the data, which we'll call S, is 5. So over here, 45, and over here, 55, we say that this score here is one standard deviation below the mean, and this one is one standard deviation above the mean. And there's special properties with a normal distribution that if we're one standard deviation off the mean either way, inside here represents 68% of all scores. If we're two standard deviations away from the mean, so that means if we're in between 40 and 60, all of this area in green represents 95% of all the scores. Why? Two standard deviations within the mean either way. And finally, if we're three standard deviations away from the mean, so we're going down a standard deviation every time, all of that area in there, all the way up to there, accounts for 99.7% of all scores. And because they're perfectly symmetrical, we need to know that just from here to here and here to here, these are each 34% each, because that's half of 68. And the same goes, so I can split just half of the 95 and get 47.5% of each side. And I can even split half of the 99.7 to get 49.85% of scores on each side.